This book is called Caps for Sale. Have any of you read this one before? No? No, it's kind of an older book. So,
I haven't.
You haven't? Well, we're going to read it today. It is a big one. It's kind of hard to hold. Okay. Look at all those hats on his head. Look at all those. That would be hard to carry, right? Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. So a peddler is a fancy word for a salesperson. So he's selling his caps. He's trying to sell them. First he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of, what color is at the very top? Red, a bunch of red caps. You are so smart. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" That's pretty good, huh? Get a hat for 50 cents? 2 quarters? One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he, and he walked out of town, slowly, slowly, so as not to upset his caps. I think he probably means not to knock him over. I don't know why he's saying upset. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he. And he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. To mess them up or make them fall over. Disturb's just a big fancy word. Do you watch Fancy Nancy? Have you ever watched Fancy Nancy? She uses big words, huh? Yeah. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own check cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. They were all there, so he went to sleep. He's falling asleep. He slept for a long time. Uh-oh. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. What's different about him, though? Where did all his caps go? You think so? Let's see. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. Oh, man, that's no good. He looked to the right of him, no caps. He looked to the left of him, no caps. He looked in back of him, no caps. He looked behind the tree. Guess what? No caps. Oh, no. Then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think he found? What do you think? Think so? You think all of his caps just blew up there? Okay, let's see. What happened to his caps? Monkeys stole his caps. On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. That's right. Those monkeys. The peddler looked at the monkeys and the monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking his finger at him. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Tis, tis, tis." That doesn't mean anything, but monkeys can't talk. This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them. You monkeys, you give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook their hands back at him and said, tis, tis, tis. Oh, man. Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and said, you monkeys, you better give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, tis, tis, tis. Oh, man. By this time, the peddler was very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, you monkeys, you must give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped both their feet and said to him, tis, tis, tis. You got me. What does it mean? Yeah, they're not going to give them back, huh? Uh-huh. At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap, threw it on the ground, and began to walk away. Oh, man.
What's going to happen now?
I don't know. But then each monkey pulled off his cap. What do you think they're going to do now? Yeah, they're going to copy him. And then all the gray caps and all the brown caps and all the blue caps and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. They copied him again, so now he gets all of his hats back, right? So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own check cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. And slowly, he walked back to town calling, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. The end.